Today I'm going to talk about a book that has helped me get out of a couple emotional and motivational slumps recently. The book is called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. It's a really quick read, only about 60 pages long, but it packs a really powerful message. The author is a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, and he tells a story about a few years ago. He was going through a really rough patch. His friend had just died. He lost his business, and he was severely ill, so much that he couldn't even get out of bed. And in the 60 or so pages of the book, he basically talks about how this one thought, self-love, and I love myself, is what helped him not just get better and get healthy, but also create a better business and a really amazing life in general. He lays out a few really simple techniques that he uses to cultivate self-love in his life. The first is literally just saying, I love myself over and over and over again. He says it repeatedly throughout the book, that it's his only mantra in his head, pretty much all day, every day, showering, eating, brushing his teeth. He then offers a couple different meditation techniques. He does a self-love meditation where you breathe in, think, I love myself, and then breathe out. And you do that for 5 minutes listening to some calming music. I won't lie, when I first picked up this book, I was pretty skeptical. Things like self-love and positive affirmations and stuff like that never really appealed to me, but I was actually going through kind of a rough patch as well, no motivation, kind of down on myself. So I decided to give it a shot. And I was really happy with what I found, so happy that I actually, a year later, went back to the book in a time of need. So I just want to give 2 of the main lessons that I got from this book. The first is the power of a consciously chosen thought. The author actually gives a pretty good reasoning as to why he has this one repeated thought, I love myself. He basically says that the way our minds work, when we're thinking, we're not really thinking consciously. Usually it's just memories or repeated thought loops going over and over again in our head. Unfortunately, those thought loops are often negative. In my experience, by saying the words, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, just thinking to myself over and over again, I first became really aware of the kinds of thoughts that I was normally thinking, and they were really negative. Repeating that over and over again really did start to make a difference in how I felt and the kinds of experiences that I was having. I really think taking conscious control of your thoughts is a really powerful thing. Even if it's not, I love myself, it could be any kind of thought. Taking the effort and the time to choose your thoughts can make a huge difference. The second lesson I gained from reading and implementing the ideas in this book is that self-love is a much more powerful motivator than anything else. Now, I'm not sure about you, but the way my brain usually works is I'm motivated off of kind of a feeling of inadequacy. My whole life I've wanted to be better, not because I want the best for myself, but because I don't like who I am in the moment. As you can imagine, this usually doesn't end up producing lasting results. And when you make errors or mistakes, it usually ends up in a lot of criticism, like, oh, I'll never change, why did I do that, how am I ever gonna get any better, things like that. What I found in really practicing self-love and saying the mantra and doing the meditation was that I started to get a lot more genuine motivation and inspiration in my life. I wanted to change, but it wasn't because I didn't like myself, it was because I was actually starting to care about myself. The author suggests a really good question you can ask yourself, which is, if I love myself, if I truly love myself, what would I do in this moment? Or would I let myself experience this? And I think by asking yourself this and really looking through the perspective of self-love, you get a much more positive kind of motivation, a lasting motivation, and one that even when you make mistakes or make errors, which we all do, you don't beat yourself up for it. Instead, you can celebrate the small victories and keep on progressing. So those were the main lessons I got out of this book. If you're in a slump, or you're just feeling down on yourself, or just kind of in a negative mood in general, I definitely recommend picking up a copy of this book. If you do check it out, I'd love to hear what you think about it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.